Hi guys, welcome back to Mystical Pisces YouTube channel. As you can see, I have a much better layout this time. I just moved, have a bigger place, and have a whole lot more room now. So this will probably be the new setup from now on. So let's get into it. I will be using this Moonology Oracle deck for a collective soul reading. Um, for this weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and this is a collective in all. This is all horoscope signs and all aspects of our lives. And when I say a soul reading, I mean like what do we as a collective, as humanity, have to bring, have to come together and work on. Okay, that's what I would like to do a reading on, to see what it is that we need to do to become whole, become one with source, one with our higher power, one with earth, one with God, whichever you, whoever and whatever source it is that you pray to. Okay, but I'll go ahead and get started. Okay, and as I've always done in all my videos, I'll go ahead and shuffle, pull out the cards, read a few things from the book, and then just give you my take on it, okay? I love this card deck. It's one of my favorites because even though sometimes it gives me readings where I'm just like, ugh, you're completely right, I do have to work on that, as all readings do. You know, I love it because it just tells you the truth, honestly. It just tells you the truth, what it is that you need to work on, what it is that you need to make progress on, right? And we all have to make progress on ourselves. We all have to work on ourselves. But as a collective, as a whole, as humanity, you know, what it is that we need to work on is something that I like to look at. I like to look at the bigger picture, okay, not just myself, because the world doesn't revolve around just myself, right? Or my little bubble of a world that I would like to say. So that's why I wanted to do a collective reading. Oh, it's gonna be our first card, and because this is a Moonology oracle deck, we'll be doing a special setup. We are in waxing moon phases right now, so we're going to do a waxing card spread. But first deck is Time to Take Action, which is New Moon in Aries. Okay, our next deck is Hold Your Vision, which is a fixed moon. Our next deck is a Fiery Climax Approaches Full Moon in Aries. So it's a lot of Aries energy right now, which is Take Charge. Action is an action card, which is, of course, the first card is Time to Take Action. So makes sense, right? Right. Okay, and our last card is Be Bold and Make the First Move, which is a cardinal moon card. Okay. And then under the deck, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. And that's for all of us in collective, okay, what it is that we need to work on. Okay, I'll go ahead and get started with the energy card, which is full moon in Capricorn. Okay, full moon in Capricorn. Okay, it says, how hard are we willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you are wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. With the love question, this card can be called to face reality. Whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. Okay? And the overall meaning is release control and trust the universe. Yes. Additional meanings, it says a professional project may be ending now. Admit if you've been overly hard-headed or hard-nosed. Find a balance between your personal and private lives, and it's time to stop fearing the worst. Okay, the teaching for this card, it says the full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as a much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation, and this applies no matter when you draw this card. Making a plan is a far better use of your time. I agree. Especially if it's, because this overall reading that I get is you have to take action toward whatever it is that we want to manifest in this world, right? And in order to take action, we would more than likely have to make a plan in order to play out what it is that we want to manifest in our lives. So it makes total sense, right? I feel like the end of a tough cycle approaches. I mean, we live in a pretty shitty world right now, and we have the power to make it better. So make a plan. Let's make a plan to do that. Let's make a plan to make the world better, make our community better, make ourselves better, first of all. We cannot change anything unless we make those changes within, and then we slowly make those changes within our lives. So again, make a plan so that you can take action. Okay. And like I said before, true change comes from within. So if we really want change in this world, we really are disgusted, at least I can say that I'm disgusted with how the world acts at this point. Like, people are very small-minded, they are very selfish, ungrateful. And if I could change that, I would. But again, it's not just about me, it's about us as a whole. So what can we do to change us as a whole? Change all of humanity around the world, not just the United States and not just in certain countries, around the world. What action do we need to do to change? Because we need to change. Because if we don't, boy oh boy, we are in for some shit. So yeah, let's make a plan and let's make those changes. All right. So let's get into the reading, okay? The first card is, let's see. The first card will let us know what's rising up in us between now and the full moon, okay? So what it is that we, what it is that we need to work on, okay? And again, it's time to take action, the new moon in Aries, okay? All right, so it says the flame is lit. A wonderful new start beckons and you're on the right track. Drawing this card is a positive sign if there is something you want to happen in your life. Take this card as a big yes from the universe. This is a time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is a sign of the zodiac. But you're on your way. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for. But the hot fire of Aries is drawing you towards success in whatever endeavor you're asking about. The caution, don't go too fast and forget your manners. Treat people well as you charge towards your goals. You'll create much better karma. Okay? Overall meaning, don't even think about giving up. Oh, love that. Additional meanings, do your best and be happy with that. Avoid being brash right now. You need a 12-month plan. Make a plan. Full moon in Capricorn, right? And a new male is coming into your life. Ooh, for all those single ladies. There you go. The teaching of this card, it says Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so the new moon in Aries is the first sign of the 12 or 13 new moons of the year. If you're committed to working with all the lunations, then the new moon in Aries is the right time to start. And drawing this card, no matter when you do it, signifies it's also the ideal time to start your moon work, such as setting intentions. Okay. So whatever it is that we envision in our mind as far as what the world should be, hopefully for those progressives that want change in the world, let's start by making a plan, making bullet points, or in that way we know where it is that we're going. Because if we kind of just do it all willy-nilly, we're just kind of lost. It's like a chicken with its head cut off, right? Just running everywhere. There's no end. When you do that, there's no really end result. You just kind of work on a few things here and there. You don't really complete it. And I'm sorry, but Aries, they have a tendency of getting something started and then not finishing it. That's just how they are. Nothing to Aries. I love you guys. I have a few friends that are Aries. They're wonderful, but that's their tendency to do. So don't get stuck in that. Don't work on too many things where you just kind of like you really don't serve a real purpose. Just kind of tune it in and figure out what it is that you actually want to work on, as far as what actions do we need to change. First of all, like I said, change ourselves, then change our community, then change our country, then change humanity as a whole, as a species, right? Because right now, I'm sorry, but we are really fucking shitty, okay? This is my favorite saying, and I say that humans destroy everything, and it's not intentionally. It's just that we are so focused on ourselves and what we want to create and what we want to better, that we forget about everything else. We forget about all the other species, we forget about Earth, we forget about everything. It's just about us, and that's not how we should think, right? Again, we have to come together as a whole. We have to work with all species. We have to work with all of nature. We have to become one. In order to truly live and progress and continue living on this earth, right? Because I mean, climate change, hello, we're gonna like die if we keep doing what it is that we're doing. But so let's focus in on what it is that we want to work on, make those plans, and then take action towards them. Okay. And I feel like this is a great time to say right now, in America, we are in an election right now. So if you want true change, vote so your voice will be heard. Okay. That's the best way to create change in our community and our country. If you're unhappy with how things are progressing right now, or think how things have been, vote for whatever party it is that you're voting for. Vote and make your voice be heard. Okay, again, vote is very important. It's very important. Go ahead and cast out your vote. There's a lot of states that already have done early voting, so yeah, go ahead and get started on that. And like I said, let your voice be heard. Okay, all right. So moving on to hold your vision, fixed moon. Okay, and this card is, what's the solution to any challenge I face right now? Okay, so what challenges are we facing as humanity right now, basically? Okay, and let's go ahead and go to that card. Okay. All right, it says, there are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different interpretation, is that something is stuck. That could well be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheel so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. Everybody needs self-reflection. Okay. All right. Overall meaning, it says just yes. Just say the word a lot and see how it feels. So say yes to whatever it is that you want. Okay. Positive thoughts bring positive outcomes. Right. All right. Additional meanings say stay in power, faith or patience are needed. Someone needs to back down, avoid stagnation. A personal or professional relationship will be enduring. Okay, the teaching of this card, it says the fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. The fixed signs can be stubborn. Oh boy, do I know that. I know a lot of these people that are in these signs, sun signs. Woo. But anyways, the fixed signs can be stubborn. So anything that's just starting as you draw this card may well last longer. Remember, we each have all the star signs in our chart. It's just the way the astrology, the wheel works. So there's no judgment when we say that. While it's admirable how much staying power the fixed signs have, they can also be obstinate. Yeah. Fixed signs, they tend to be in their head a lot, and because they're fixed signs, they're not really good with change, so they get stuck. And that's the overall meaning of this card is avoid stagnation, right? Get out of that that stuck stage where you're just in your head, just constantly thinking, and there's no action behind it. So and I feel like that's. And it says this is a card that asks you what it is that we need to work on. And I feel because the overall it is to take action, that's what we need to work on. Not just stating that we want change, because basically that's what stagnation is. It's just thinking of something, but not putting any effort in it or not making any moves towards it. No action. And that's what we need to work on. So we can say to our face turns blue that we want change in this world, we want change in our community. But if we are not making steps in that direction, we're not taking action towards that, then there's really no point of even stating that, right? So that's what we have to work as a whole, as humanity, is not just saying that we want change, but actually working towards that, okay? If you want change in your surroundings, then you have to work on yourself. So if that's what's causing you to be stuck in whatever mindset it is that you're in, then work on yourself, get out of that situation, and that way you can change your surroundings, you can change your community, you can change the world. Each of us individually can change the world if we really put effort in it, if that's what we really want. Anybody can manifest anything that they want. And that's what I want you guys to realize, that don't think, well, I'm just little old me. I'm not gonna matter. Nobody cares. No, if you guys really want change, then start within yourself, and then make those changes within yourself, and then group up with similar minds and make those changes together, team up and work together to create that change. Because again, nobody can do anything by themselves. Not real change, real change in this world is us coming together as a whole, as one, and making those changes. So let's get out of that mindset of, oh, we're not important, it's not going to matter what I do. No, get out of the mindset. I feel like that's the meaning for this card, for all of us in humanity, get out that mindset and really work together to improve our quality of life, improve our mother nature, because we're killing her. We are literally killing her. Climate change is real, guys. And again, we need to realize that it's not just all about us. It's not. There are other species in this world. There's Mother Nature that feeds us, that helps sustain us, and we're killing her. We are doing everything to destroy her. How can we survive as a species? How can we allow any other species to survive if we are killing the one source that we need to survive. It makes no sense. So let's work on that. Let's work on that, guys. Let's work on that. Let's work. Let's come together. Let's stop being hateful. Let's stop being judgmental. Let's come together. Let's unite and create real change in this world, because that's what's important. That's the big picture thinking, right? Not about us. We start changes within ourselves, but overall, what can we change as a whole, right? Right. Okay. So next card is a fiery climate approaches full moon in Aries, and this card is the advice that we need to take in order to create this change. Okay. All right. So full moon in Aries. All right. All right. It says it's time to see if you've been a little bit too much me. Oh, I love it. I literally just said this. There's a tug of war going on between what you want and what someone else wants, but you'll have to wait a little while to see what's going to happen next. As you wait, ask yourself if you've been handling the situation as sensitively as you could have done. If you know deep down that you've been a little rash or harsh, gone too fast or overstepped the mark, then accept that on some level you created the situation yourself, which means you can create your way out of it too. When this card comes up, a peak is coming and it could be fiery. Fiery Aries. Oh, love it. All right, so the overall meaning: be nice, be kind, smile, and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be. I just said this. All right, additional meanings: being assertive is good, just don't ride over anyone. If you're in a tense situation, meditate your way to peace. Don't be a baby. Sorry, but this could be the issue. Okay? It's just all in your feelings, maybe? I don't know. You need to have more fun. Yeah, man, smile a little bit. Lighten up. All right, so the teaching. The full moon in Aries is a super fiery time when emotions can run very high. On the upside, there's excitement about what may lay ahead, but tempers are likely to flare with rash comments or decisions. No matter when you pull this card, it signals that the situation has just or is about to come to a peak, perhaps in a rather heated way. There could be a price to pay if you have been too competitive or too blunt. Okay, so that's the advice, right? So I was just previously saying, right? We can't want to create change in this world and not change ourselves, right? So we have to be in this mindset, right? That it's not all just about us. Big picture thinking, right? It's not just about us. It's our circle of friends. It's our family. It's our community. It's our state. It's our country, and then the world, right? And that includes all species. That includes everyone and every religion, every colored skin, everything, guys, everything. You can't have the mentality of thinking that the world revolves around you. Again, to create true change in this world, we have to start within, and we have to let go of that mindset. Big picture thinking, guys. Big picture thinking. Let go of thinking that the world revolves around you, and you will see the possibilities in life. You will see the true meaning of life. You'll just see things in a whole different perspective, in a different light, and you'll realize that true change can happen if we all come together. If we all unite, we can create amazing changes in this world that is very, very, very much needed right now. I mean, just look at Nigeria, you know, what's going on with them, and they're killing their own people, right? But you know, there's plenty of people in the United States that are protesting for the other countries, and I love seeing that, especially in this time of day where people can be so hateful, even hateful towards people they have no clue about. They really don't have any information about. They just kind of just see difference. And when you see difference, well, certain people see difference, they just automatically are just hateful, which it's the saddest way of living, because we are all different. We are all individuals. Uh, we all think differently. We all were raised differently. We all come from different environments. So for you to be hateful towards something that you're not familiar with lets me know, one, that your mentality is so trash. Two, two, that you are very small-minded because you're just thinking about yourself. Basically, when people are small-minded, they think that they're better than other people, and that's that's the ugliest mindset to have, because again, we all come from different backgrounds. So how can you be judgmental just because you and honestly, it's just a matter of just a viewpoint, you know? Just because we come from a certain background, it doesn't mean that we're better than this person or that person. Again, narrow-minded, right? It's we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to look at the bigger picture. We have to stop being so stubborn. We have to stop being so insensitive to other people's needs and wants, and like I said, truly unite. In order to do that, we have to let go of that mentality. We have to think of other people. We have to think of other species. We have to think of Mother Nature, right? It's not all about us. It's not all about us. So let's create that change. Let's make a plan, so then we can know what action we need to take. Go ahead and work on ourselves so we can stop being so small-minded and realize that the world is a much bigger place than what we realize. And our actions will not only affect us, but it would affect everything that we are a part of. So let's keep that in mind, okay? All right. All right, our last card is Be Bold and Make the First Move, Cardinal Moon. Okay, and that card is the final outcome. The final outcome, okay? Cardinal Moon. Be bold and make the first move, all right? All right. All right, it says, now is the time to be bold, bossy even. Take matters into your own hands. Cardinal signs are powerful and self-starting. They're determined and great at organizing. Drawing this card strongly suggests that you're going to need to be all those things to get your ideal resolution or position in the situation you're asking about. This card may challenge you on how strongly you really want something. If you're worrying about a situation, it is a suggestion to be less passive. Instead, take an assertive stance as you steer events where you want them to go. Speak up for what you want. If you're serious about sorting things out, you may need to take the lead in some way, to step up as leader. Yeah, baby. Take action, baby, right? Take action. All right, overall meaning, it says, I am taking charge of my destiny. Oh, yes. Additional meanings, be bold and follow your heart and your emotions. Avoid recklessness or moving too fast. Come into your power. The time for action is now. And it says, ask for your higher power for help. All right. The teaching for this card. In astrology, there are three... in astrology, there is cardinal, fixed, and mutable. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. Remember, we each have all 12 signs in our chart for different parts of our life. It's just how the wheel works. These are the signs that like to get things started and which are the natural leaders. No matter when you draw this card, it's a sign that something new is starting and you quite possibly need to take the lead on it. All right, so I feel like this just kind of ties in with the Time to take action, right? Um, yeah, I say is come into your power and make those changes. Again, not just say that we're gonna make those changes, but actually work towards those changes, put effort in those changes, um, do whatever it is that we planned out, right? But also, it says um, avoid recklessness or moving too fast. I feel when we are impatient and we want end results fast, 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 we tend to lose the overall meaning of our actions, and and then honestly it just kind of leads to disappointment because you want results so fast and it doesn't happen, and then you just get disappointed, and that leads to just being discouraged. So um, don't be too reckless, and don't move too fast. Plan it out, right? Plan it out. Figure out the steps that we need to do to create change in this world, right? Because if we move too fast and don't think things thoroughly, we can create a bigger mess than what we already are in. Nobody wants that, right? Again, I want humanity to unite and come together and create real change in this world, and that's going to take us some time. It's not going to be overnight, right? Rome was not built overnight, and we have to be patient enough to realize that. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of effort, but will it be worth it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because not only will we be improving our quality of life for ourselves, but we'll be improving life for all species. We'll be improving Mother Nature. We'll be more in touch with our higher power, right? In that way, we can live in unison, and again, like I've said in previous videos, an equal give and take. It has to be an equal give and take. We can't just take, and then expect things to keep working out for us, because it's not. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Either Mother Nature is gonna get tired of our shit and burn us to a fucking crisp, because that's what's happening. Again, climate change. Hello. Or there's going to be more natural disasters because we are creating it. We are the reason that we are in the situation. We are creating it. And even though some people might complain, and be like, well, no, it's just certain these group of people are doing this. Okay, so what change can you do to get those people either out of office, or what can we do to change their mind, to help them be more progressive? What actions can we do to change that, right? We have to make a plan and then take action. Not be stuck in this mindset of, well, it'll work itself out. No, you have to take action towards it. Not just be all about yourself, because that's the worst thing that you could do. That's never going to work out, at least not for humanity. We have to come together as a whole in order to survive as a species, right? Because even in the animal kingdom, animals, they survive as a pack, right? If we separate from each other, they're more likely to die. They're more likely to get devoured by maybe a bigger animal, whichever. So why can't we use that same philosophy as humanity? Why can't we unite to cause real change, to help us survive, right? It's the same thing. I mean, we're mammals, but we're still a part of the animal kingdom. Still animals at the end of the day, as much as you hate to to admit it. So let's unify, let's stick together as a pack, and again, create real change in this world because we need it. We need it. And maybe starting small will be the best, but starting small and then progressively working on the bigger outlook is the best way to go. It's probably the only way we should do it because, again, if we move too fast or we become too reckless, it's not going to work out. Just going to burn ourselves out or, um, again, lose focus of what it is that we are working towards. So let's work together, guys. Let's work together and create real change. And again, for those Americans, election baby, go vote. Go vote and create change not only in the primary, primary election, but also in our state. Do do a little investigation and pull up information on your local government. So, again, it start small and then progress outwards, right? So if we live in a state where you want real change, then start with your local government, vote for primary, for either Biden or Trump. But again, it's your choice, whatever. But obviously, you know where I stand. But go vote. Be a part of change. Be a part of change, whether if it's for the better, hopefully, or for the worse. It's up to you. Okay. Well, guys, that's what I have for our collective soul reading. Hopefully you guys will tune in for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.